Blah, 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 blah. Because this video does not technically have the list of things that I like to say, I'm going to say it right now. This video is not intended for anybody under 21 years of age. If you are 21 years of age or under, please leave now. Continuing to view this video from this point on has basically said that you sign consent to watch a video for somebody who might be 21 years of age or older, or that you are 21 years of age or older, and therefore no consent is needed. There. Now that that stuff's out of the way, because YouTube kind of requires it, if you get easily offended, please leave now. Continuing to watch this video from this point on has basically said that you are fully aware that I will probably offend somebody at some point in time, and that you're okay with that, because I'm not running for office. I'm also not running to be your social worker, nor am I giving a damn whether you get offended. My personal opinion is, if you can get offended, and you do get offended, it's because you wanted to be offended. If you don't want to be offended, please stick around. Do remember, this is a pipe and cigar smoking channel, and I appreciate your participation. Thank you very much. Howdy, y'all. Voodoo still. Actually, it's the Desert Pine Piper video. He's in Vegas and I'm not. There's something seriously wrong about that. A guy who's an electrician not in Vegas. I could have a damn good job out there. A guy who's not a Raiders fan is in Vegas. Jim, you're killing me, babe. You're killing me. All right. How y'all doing? I'm smoking some Balkan. No, I'm not showing you the can, because the can's gonna lie to you. Just like any politician would. Any. Both sides. You don't believe me? Just go ask them. They're not lying to you or kissing babies. They're trying to steal their candy. Of course, that was a statement out of a certain movie. So somebody decided to basically drive down the street at a decent rate of speed and stop in front of my house. Okay, no problem. They wanted to be all right to get. Mark, actually, you're the only one here, other than me. How's it going, Mark? Hadn't seen you in a while. For anybody who doesn't know, Mark, Tobacco Pipes International, runs various giveaways, does some pipe restorations, and, well, generally, good guy. If you don't follow his channel, it's because you are not watching the chat right over there. That one right there. If you are watching the chat, you'll know that Tobacco Pipes International is a good guy. Decent follow. You should definitely check in on that, doing that. He's got a great channel. I hope when I grow up, I can be as good as he is one day. Except for the fact that, like a Toys R Us kid, I don't want to grow up. I want to play with toys for the rest of my life. Of course, my toys have gotten more expensive as time has gone on. I remember when my sister played with Barbies and I played with G.I. Joes. And eventually it grew to the point where I wanted to play with the Barbie types. I am actually really not surprised by the amount of people who are dropping off of everything. Some people have Trump derangement syndrome. Some people have Biden derangement syndrome. I have media derangement syndrome, where I just don't trust the media at all. So if they tell me Biden wins, I mean, yeah, I don't really believe them. So a lot of people are getting a little bit crazy out there. There's also been a whole lot of craziness that's gone on in the world. It's just the way that it is. Somewhere between what, Brexit and let's see, 100 Australian dollars for 2 ounces of tobacco. Ooh, got a big package. Gotta go grab it. There you go, man. All right. Yeah, go. Yes, sir. You too. This is the reason why I sit out here. You know, I can't agree with you more. You could take the most honest person on the planet and you install them as president, and the only thing they're going to be is a bad president. But you take a person who's going to lie, cheat, and steal, I guarantee they would be a great president. And here's my theory on that. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't care if you think that I'm wrong or not. It doesn't matter. You can try to correct me. But being president of the United States of America is stepping into the highest of high stakes poker games that you've ever heard of. And being able to throw down a stack of cash and say, I'm going to call your bluff, even when you're holding nothing. You got offsuit 4 and a 10. And there's a guy holding 2 kings, and someone just turned over a king and 2 aces. And you're going to make him believe that you've got 4 aces in your hand, and there's the other 2 aces to make 6 aces. That's how badly you've got to be able to bluff to be president of the United States. You can't just say, okay, well, here's the truth. And you can't walk in and say stuff like, well, that depends upon the definition of the word is. saying stupid stuff just gets you treated like you're a dumbass. So yes, I do treat the Clintons like they are dumbasses. Anybody wants to be offended on that one, well, they can kiss my ass. I'm never, ever, ever going to end up liking any of the Clintons. But I was in the military when they took office the first time, and let's just say if you were, then you understand where I'm coming from. Oh yeah. Oh, let's see. My prediction is if Biden wins, he will be president at most until December of 2021. By then, they will convince the public that he's senile and needs to be put back on a shelf, and then they will have Nancy Pelosi as the vice president and Kamala Harris as the president, meaning the balance of power is California. Wait, did I just say that? That's right. San Francisco, in fact. Let's think about this. San Francisco, where they crap in the streets. They brought you Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi, and Kamala Harris via Willie Lee's underdesk. I'm not afraid to say it. If Trump stays in office, then we're going to have riots as people lose their damn minds. That something that they can't believe happened actually happened. Now, it's still up in the air. I'm not saying who's going to win. If rioters want to come up and down my street, that's fine. They can walk on the other sidewalk. They walk on my sidewalk. As soon as they decide to shine lights or throw rocks, no, they won't. Because there's police at the ends of the streets, and the people in this neighborhood, they're not going to put up with it. So any kind of rioters want to show up, you're welcome to toss your cookies on the front lawn, but that's as much as you better toss. Just being honest. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if I got to look at you square in the eye and say, oh, I like Trump, I can't. I never liked him. Didn't like him as a person. When it came time to vote for either Hillary or Trump, I voted not Hillary. Ooh, does that make me a bad person? Okay, well, too bad. I don't care what y'all think about me or my votes. I'll tell you what I voted for this time. I voted for Trump again. Mostly because I've seen people dealing with dementia. My grandmother dealt with dementia. I've seen what it does. I've seen the decline. I've seen the way things go. And people say, oh, he stuttered back when he was a senator, this, that, the other, and this, blah, 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 blah. Of which I like to remind people, he had no problem saying that black people were super predators and that he didn't want to have his kids grow up in a racial jungle. Didn't stutter in that speech at all, and got his 1994 crime bill passed. So anybody who wants to say, oh, well, Trump's a racist, well, okay, Biden's a racist too. So you had a choice this time of voting racist or racist. One racist got awards from Jesse Jackson. The other one got awards for locking up the most inmates. But I don't care. Y'all vote how you want to vote. I'm not trying to tell you how to vote. Telling you how to vote is wrong. And anybody who tells you how to vote, if you have trouble voting for, if you can't figure out who to vote for, then you're not black. What? Now, as far as who's in power, quite honestly, it's just going to be another person with their hand in your back pocket. Why does that matter? Well, honestly, it doesn't. It does not really change much of anything. Howdy, Boris. Good to see you today. Yes, the 208B phase chat. If anybody understands electricity, then they understand that 208B phase is useless. It gives 208 volts of power and will burn up every piece of equipment that is plugged into it. There has yet to be an electrician that has figured out anything that you can do with it other than run it through a transformer and change it over to something else that is usable. But then it's no longer 208B phase. Oh, by the way, at your house, if you have 3 wires coming in that are hot, A phase is probably 120, C phase is probably 120, and B phase is most likely 208. Goodness gracious. Yeah, it's a 7-hour difference there, so yeah, you're already past midnight in Finland. Wow, goodness gracious. Well, happy Thursday to you. I just figured I'd sit out here and smoke a pipe, chat with anybody who felt like chatting. Now see, you take 208, you run it through a transformer, and you can actually convert it into 2 more legs of 120. The problem is you have to run it through another transformer, which puts another piece of equipment on the pole, and nobody wants to do anything with that. So normally they bring it in and they tie it off and they just leave it there. Or they leave it at the transformer up on the pole, just in case they need it. They can swap the wires to that and run it through another transformer, and then there it'll be. Now, has everybody gone and done their Thanksgiving shopping? I'm not talking about your Black Friday Christmas shopping. I've been done with most of my Christmas shopping for months. I don't wait around for it. I don't like people enough to enjoy being in crowds. Though I will share a funny story about that. Funny to me. Not so funny to my fiance. Or at least at the time she was my fiance. The wife. Who actually we're not married. We're still just engaged. So fiance, wife. We've been engaged for 14 years, 14 and a half now. Ridiculous. Yes, I've been engaged longer than most people can stay married. Steph and Skip will tear that record down, no problem. But so one day, Black Friday, several years ago, the wife says, we're going to Walmart and go get this sewing machine for the mother-in-law. Okay, that's fine. I get dressed, get out in the truck, we go on down to Walmart. We get into Walmart and it is immediate. I understand that we are in a zoo. So we try to get back to the area where the sewing machines are. And I tap the person in front of me on the shoulder and I say, what are y'all in line for? And they tell me that they're in line for a TV. I think it was a TV. I didn't need a TV. Wasn't there for a TV. Okay, no problem. So I started noticing everybody's in line for the TVs, but the electronics were right next to the area where you could get to the sewing machines. Okay, everybody's here for a TV. Hardly anybody's here for a sewing machine. So I put my best parade field voice into use. And I started bellowing, excuse me, pardon me, not here for this. Trying to get to the sewing section. Excuse me, pardon me, make a hole. And people start parting like the Red Sea. Now, if you don't understand what I just said about people parting with like the Red Sea, please read the book of Genesis. Shouldn't take you very long. Or maybe it was Exodus. Anyways, it was when the Jews decided to leave Egypt and the Red Sea parted for them and they went across on dry land. Whether that happened or not, you make up your own mind. I don't care. It was a decent story. In fact, if you like war stories, man, the Bible is a great book. It's full of killing. Thank you, Mr. Tuggle. I believe it was Exodus. But yes, people in Walmart just started parting the Red Seas to get the hell out of the guy's way who was coming through with a drill sergeant's voice. I was being polite. Excuse me, pardon me, not in this line for what y'all are for. Telling them where I'm trying to get. Please make a hole. And they just started getting out of the way. Now, my wife turned purple. She wanted nothing more to do with me. She literally was trying to climb into a hole and pull the hole in behind her because I was embarrassing her. No, I was just trying to not stand in line for a TV that I didn't want when all I needed to do was get down the damn aisle and turn left and then turn into the area where the cloth was. I needed a sewing machine. Nobody was going to believe me if I told them I needed a sewing machine. So we got back to the sewing machine. I grabbed hold of the sewing machine. I put it up on my shoulder and we walked to the front. Wife paid for it out in the truck. We hit 5 more stores that night. And every time we went into a place, we were going for stuff that nobody wanted. Well, we wanted it. And we knew what the deals were. We had scoped it out ahead of time. We knew really what we were getting. People just, when they're standing there in line, they'll just stand there like sheep. They don't even know that they might need to move. But yeah, if you've got yourself a good parade voice, I'm going to tell you, you can cut right through those Black Friday market sales just by being honest, saying, look, this is where I'm heading. This is what I'm here to get. Can you please get the hell out of my way? You don't have to use the word hell. Kirk from Florida. Man, I am doing absolutely fantastic. I've got a bowl full of Balkan and just hanging out with y'all. I mean, I've said this several times. I think the YTPC is probably one of the better communities on the entire planet. We're inclusive. We don't set out to offend one another. Some golden extra. That sounds tasty. But we treat each other well, and for the most part, with respect. Hey, you know, it's like a big family. We're going to have some squabbles, but for the most part, we just get over it. I am making smoke Martine. I am fairly certain that Martine is looking up dad jokes on the internet as he is watching this particular podcast. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I haven't had any because I haven't had any, but I've heard about it. It's pretty good. And the Missouri Meerschaum Diplomat. Similar to what I'm smoking here, but this is the Washington. I know it's the Washington because it has the hardwood disc in the bottom. I forget which one doesn't, but they look almost exactly the same. One has a hardwood disc in the bottom. It keeps it from burning out, and the other one doesn't. The difference in price is like $10, and the one with the hardwood disc lasts 5 times as long. Well, I'm sure he has stuff and things to make content about. Wait, did I make a joke? I'll take a scotch and water. Hold the scotch. Oh, yeah, yeah. Great. YouTube has changed their terms of service again. That means I'll probably also be screwed. Oh, yeah. Country Gentleman. Country Gentleman also has a hardwood disc in the bottom, if I can remember that one specifically. It's a little bit of a smaller bowl than I prefer, but there's nothing wrong with bowl size. We're not here to measure bowl size or anything else of size. I mean, being that I'm the only one that can prove measurements, I would win. I do not want a Microsoft Surface anything. I will say that if anybody wants to donate to anything, not to me. Pick a decent charity. I would say that we need to donate to the fund to force Phil into making a video. Which Phil? Oh yes, we all know which Phil. It's not the one with Rivera at the end of his name, huh? God, I hope my internet's not freezing it up on y'all. I'm sorry if it is. Hey, I'd gladly donate my Fridays to watching the Let Her Rip Friday show. And an hour at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Time, so that I can kind of pump up the crowd to get in the mood to watch Chad. Speaking of that, should be tailgating tomorrow. I'm trying to decide whether I will be smoking a pipe or a cigar and drinking water, or will I be drinking a can of wine? Because I'm as redneck as they get. He is front, too. God, I hope I'm front. If y'all are looking at my backside, something's wrong with y'all. Yeah, I hear Pennsylvania is talking about trying to mandate that you got to wear masks in your own home. How are you going to enforce that? But hey, it's still better than anything that they got coming out of California. They're going to ban all new fossil fuel powered vehicles. What was that? 2030? 2030 that's supposed to happen. A state that has regular electrical blackouts because they can't keep the power on is going to mandate that you have to only buy electrical vehicles. Some things just don't make sense. I mean, they're already basically telling you that if you're a farmer and you're in California, you better go get the 2029 John Deere and the brand newest diesel truck you can get and hope that there's still gas stations available to help you out. Yeah. San Francisco. They brought us Newsom, Pelosi, and Harris via Willie Lee. Or Willie Brown, sorry, Willie Brown, not Willie Lee. Oh, they also brought us tags that say everything, including oxygen, is known to cause cancer in the state of California. I keep waiting for them to stop using the oxygen first. I told them as soon as they figure out a way to stop using the oxygen, I'll join them. Well, I plan on being about 30 minutes late. Someone's got to be late. Might as well be me. They're going to go back to plowing fields with the mule and planting by hand and harvesting by hand. Oh wait, they already do that. It's called sanctuary cities. Get all that cheap labor. They call them pickers. You ever heard the thing, pickers can't be choosers? Oh, there you go. Wow, I'm up to 7 people. That's pretty impressive for a show that I didn't expect would in any way, shape, or form have anybody watching. I cannot turn the flash on. Okay. Well, I tried. Just in case. Now, did everybody get the memo? You know, don't show up if you get offended. Oh no, I never underestimate myself there, Cliff. Exactly the opposite. I let everybody else underestimate me. Anybody who is crazy enough to look you square in the eye and tell you that there is exactly one person, just one, in the entire history of the state of Texas to be both an electrician and a boiler inspector. Not only is it hard to do, it's damn near impossible. Oh, by the way, I'm about to turn on a light so that I don't get so dark out here. Y'all can't see me. Oh, and hopefully that doesn't kill the camera. It didn't do the camera any favors. Sorry. But yeah, people have been making less of me my entire life, and I have been exceeding their expectations. I was born to be a failure. I just don't fail it much. I used to be extremely afraid of speaking in public. Wouldn't do it. I'd take zeros. Just because I wouldn't do it. Came back from the Army, and wouldn't you know it, had this thing called confidence. Probably the worst thing the Army ever gave me was confidence. Because now I'm confident, and they can't really take too much of that away. Extremely afraid of organic chemistry. Gets pretty easy after you roofie the first 3 or 4. I'm sorry, that's just wrong. Still am roofing girls? I mean, come on, Cliff. You're not supposed to do that. He doesn't have to roofie them. He's got nitrous right there in the office. Hell, I bet you half his patients ask for it. So, Cliff, you were out of pocket the other day. Did you ever get your pipe? And did I miss it? Well, it is Arkansas. You, with the 18 people that come to your office, you've got more than half the teeth in the state. Ooh. Organic chemistry. Didn't Bill Cosby go to jail for that? Howdy, Greg. Glad you could make it in. Just, there is no topic. We just chatting. Spinning yarns. BSing. Being kings among men. And the lords of all that we can see. Except for y'all see me and ain't nobody gonna be my lord. Ah. I'm not sure Richard Pryor got in problems with organic chemistry. If I remember right, he got in trouble for trying to set certain chemical components on fire in a certain spoon so that he could do certain other things with them. I'm not judging. OBX, howdy. I kind of agree with Cliff. That would definitely be something to say about. I think I'm actually eating into the Pipe Nooks time. Anybody want to check that? And then let me know if Eddie Gray's on. If Eddie Gray's on, I'm probably going to get off of here. But that's, you know. Here I'm doing 4, 5, 6 shows in a week. No reason to eat up his viewership. Okay. Show of hands. Anybody going over to see Eddie Gray? Have fun, Cliff. See you later. And believe me, I do not mind. If y'all want to go over to see Eddie Gray, that's fine. I'm probably going to do it myself if I see more than 2 people say, yeah, I'm going over to see Eddie Gray. Okay. I'm not going to eat up his whole time because I'm willing to bet that I've been on here for almost 50 minutes already. I'm just making up for all the tailgating I missed across, what, 3.5 weeks of not being able to get on? Onion! Howdy, Onion! Did I miss that statement? 50? Dang. I didn't know you were an RN, Boris. That was my mom. That was her job. Yeah. Right up until she came down with MS. And then the company she worked for basically drummed up some BS and got her fired. It's kind of what happens. Took her 4 years from the time she was fired to the time that Social Security office finally ruled in her favor that she was fired under false pretenses. And then they were forced to cut her a big check, and then Social Security picked up from that point on. It was like, really? Took 4 years. Most people can't survive for 4 years with no paycheck. And with MS, you get doctor bills like going crazy. Woo! I'm not sure about Greenville. I think I was in Greensboro once. There's a big post office in Greensboro. And Greensboro is about 100 miles from Charlotte. And it's also about 100 miles from Raleigh-Durham. And on back-to-back days while I was in Greensboro, because I had nothing to do, I decided to go one day to Charlotte and one day to Raleigh-Durham so that I could drink 3 beers at a place called the Flying Saucer. Any of y'all are wanting to look that up, you would go to www.beerknurd.com. So yes, it's BEERKNURD.com. A lot of beer. I drink a lot of beer. I've had a lot of beer. Just not tonight. When I left Greensboro, I went straight to Johnson City, Tennessee. Right over the top of a mountain, basically. The timing couldn't have been worse. Winter storm coming down that damn mountain. Yeah, it was beautiful country areas, though. I mean, just out there in the middle of nowhere, driving down the interstate. Definitely something to see. If you really hate the taste of alcohol, I would suggest using a funnel. It goes past the tongue, you don't hardly taste it at all. At least it seems to be that way ever since I was in high school, which was too early to be drinking, but it didn't stop anybody. My phone does that to me all the time. Fireball and Dr. Pepper? Ugh. Ugh. Man. And you don't like the taste of alcohol? At least just go bourbon and Dr. Pepper. Quite seriously, Rare Breed from Wild Turkey, Rare Breed Dr. Pepper. Hardly even notice. By the time you do notice, you're hammered and then you don't notice. It's either that or take a little Orajel, rub that all over your tongue before you start drinking. By the time your tongue can feel enough that you can taste what you're drinking again, you're 3 sheets. You stop caring. I definitely like the fact that I am not cut off at 38 minutes and 48 seconds. Actually, my back's not hurting at all. It's my knee that hurts. Why, thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. It is pretty nice. The mother-in-law makes the wreaths. If you go back far enough, you'll start seeing several different wreaths. Yes, I would rather taste alcohol than Orajel, but if you just can't stand the taste of alcohol, it's a possible viable option. It's also a possible irrational option, but it's not my fault. I mean, if a doctor walks up to you and says, I can give you a 5mm kidney stone or I can shatter your kneecap, you're not going to like either. And I'm going to tell you, they're both going to hurt. But I think you can survive the kneecap. Do anything but the kidney stone. What? Half and half? No, we ain't smoking half and half. No. It's a haunted bookshop or nothing. Or at least old Joe Krantz. Got a small little ridge of some carbon buildup in my pipe. It'll either burn up or burn out or burn through. So did any of y'all catch that video I did about the pus moth caterpillar? Or the second one where I showed what a pus moth caterpillar actually looks like? Let's just say if you see a small little furry looking caterpillar that's like white, gray, and just looks like a small furry turd, do what Chad said. Avoid it. That little one that I did, that I showed the effects of getting stung by a pus moth caterpillar, got 97 views. I'm shocked and amazed. It was a really short video, but when you got a face for radio, people aren't supposed to watch your videos. Alright, well, it didn't show my face. The follow-up shows me killing a few. So if you're an animal lover and you think that those little venomous, evil pieces of poo are worth keeping around, you probably shouldn't watch the second one. I got stung a week ago. Let's be honest. A week ago I got stung. Since about noontime, my hand finally stopped itching. It's been itching for a week. Swelling went down after 3 days. It took it a week to stop itching. I thought I was going to dig holes through my hand. They're kind of horrible. Though, I am going to tell you, meat tenderizer works. People think I'm crazy when I tell them that. Also, as a statement from all electricians, super glue to seal up cuts, it is 99.9999% of the exact same stuff that they use in the ER room. But in the ER room, they're going to charge you hundreds to use some super glue to seal up a cut. Or you can get it at Walmart and keep it around. Probably runs you about $3. See, I liked the Balkan Supreme. I thought the Latakia was a lot better in it. The Balkan Sobrani, the Latakia is really kind of mild, and the smoke is, the nick hit anyways, is kind of mild. I wanted to do a review on it, but then I get to that point where I'm just like, I'm underwhelmed. Yes, Yes, pus moths do eat wool. And if the caterpillar is on your wool, it will basically chew holes all through your stuff. And if you got a wool suit and you get one of those on it, you pretty much guaranteed to throw that suit out. They're fairly destructive. I like the flavor of the Sobranie. I liked it just fine, but I wanted a little more Latakia for me, and it's just what I kind of wanted. I was expecting something a little bit closer to an English, and it seemed like it was a little bit closer to a light Mediterranean blend. All right, Chad. Well, been nice seeing you. I've been on here for an hour and 7 minutes. That was exactly at an hour and 7 minutes. And this bowl is pretty much cashed. So I'm probably going to get on out of here. Oh, Jesus. Magpiety. I'm sorry, I'm closing her up as you showed up. I wish I had more to go on right now. I got to collect a little bit of stuff and get it inside before I close up for the night. But not a problem. Just remember, tomorrow night, I will be starting a live feed right at about 5:30 Central Time. Central being the same one as Chicago and Houston and, well, a very large chunk of South America. Time. Any F1 talk. If you want to talk F1, I'm more than willing to talk F1 with you. My knowledge of F1 is less than what you would like, but I do have ad. I like any kind of sports. And I kind of fell out of favor with NASCAR when they went to the Car of Tomorrow. And, well, it's just kind of one of them things. I'm not up with any team as of right now. In fact, this hat came because I like to use Castrol. I like to use Castrol because I know some really good mechanics in my lifetime, and all the really good mechanics I've ever known all use Castrol. Now, if it was just one or two out of the 20 I've known, I would say, okay, well, but when it's 20 out of 20, oh, see, now I've known some Mac Tool guys, and you just about can't get them off of that, or Snap-on. I mean, between Mac or Snap-on, you get them car nuts going on Mac or Snap-on. They get loyal, man. They get vicious about it too. They will talk all kind of crazy stuff. But yes, if you know when Briar Blues is going to be showing up, or approximately when Briar Blues is going to be showing up, I promise I'm coming on about an hour ahead of time, and see, I was a Shoemaker fan. I was also a Dale Earnhardt Sr. fan. You know, dominant. People who turned in win after win after win, or high 10 scorings all the time. So, anyways. Alright, so I've got to look up Kimi and Valtteri. Okay, I will. Don't believe me. I'm going to know something about them by tomorrow night. And I might need to look up Ricardo. Okay? And if y'all just want to have an argument amongst yourselves on F1 stuff that I don't know, that's fine. I'm completely okay with that too. But I will be on. And we're going to do about an hour in front of Mike's show tomorrow. And then again just before Yardism's show on Friday. It's just tailgating. It's going to be the same kind of flavor. Just hanging out, having a good time, talking BS and whatever y'all want to talk about. Give me some topics, otherwise it's going to get all stupid. Y'all don't want me to pick topics. I'll bore the hell out of you. But anyways, y'all take care. As per my normal statement, there's voodoo coming at you. As always. Long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I'll see you soon. Good night now. Oh, any of y'all want to see Eddie Gray? He is probably on right now. That would be The Pipe Nook. His show's always pretty decent, so if y'all are just needing some more entertainment, that'd be my suggestion. Talk at y'all later. I'll see you soon.